Hi Chargers, welcome to the Poetry Project. For today's video, we're going to talk about how to plan for your poems. Because I know the feeling when I take my writing material out and I open it up and that blank page just feels so scary because I have nothing to write about. And I think, Coach Leela said poems were hiding everywhere, but I really can't find any and I can't write. I have no idea what to write about. I don't have an idea. Eso te pasa a veces que no tienes ni idea de qué escribir. Y pues ya he dicho que los poemas están escondidos por ahí, pero a veces necesitamos ayuda en cómo empezar un poema. Entonces hoy voy a compartir contigo 10 estrategias para empezar un poema. La verdad es que tengo mucho más, pero para hacer este video corto, más o menos, voy a compartir contigo 10 estrategias. So I'm just saying that this video is about sharing with you 10 different ways that you can start a poem. I actually have a lot more, but to make this video not that long, I'm going to share with you 10. And if you want some more ideas, you can always ask me. So one thing you might do is start with an object. I like to go on nature walks and pick up different things that look interesting to me and then bring them home and put them in like a little place, like almost like a museum of things, and I add to it, and that's kind of my inspiration for poems. I can also use things in my house that I find that look kind of interesting to me, and I just set them up, and that's my little poetry museum. And when I take that object and I really look at it, I have ideas for poems. Something else I can do with objects is I can sharpen my senses. I can find objects to smell, to feel, to taste, to see, and it really gets my creativity going. So for example, if I take something that I can smell like this cinnamon, I can close my eyes and take a whiff, and then I can imagine picture do I have in my mind? What feeling do I have? What does it make me think of? Y voy así, sintiendo cosas, oliendo cosas, texturas diferentes, cosas interesantes para ver. Y eso me despierta la creatividad y me da muchas ideas para mis poemas. This gives me so many ideas for my poems. What else can I do? I can start from a place of feeling. So I know that you must be in these days feeling all kinds of things, and that's completely normal. This is a really weird time that we're having, and poetry can help you express yourself. It can help you express those feelings. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes. I just want you to feel what you have inside right now, and then just write it out. Whatever it is that you're feeling. Poetry can handle it. Words can handle it. Whatever it is that you have inside. So start from that feeling, whether it's a happy feeling or a not so happy feeling, it doesn't matter. Whatever is true for you, you can write about it. And if you want to write about a different feeling, like a time you felt really surprised, si quieres escribir de otro sentimiento que tenías en otro momento, sorprendido o alegre o muy satisfecho, siempre puedes partir de las emociones. There's something I'm calling open words in this lesson. Open words are powerful words that people might have different ideas about, like what is peace? What are colors? What is dreaming? You can take one of these open words and you can tell us about what this word means for you. So start with a word that's interesting and find your poem there. How about art? So many poets are inspired by art, and you can be too. Look at a picture that you love, a movie that is interesting to you, even a song. I told you, right, that songs are poems in the last video? So you can use songs in two ways. One way is a favorite song that you have. You can study the lyrics, the words. And guess what? That's a poem. Yeah, poems, songs. Yeah, it's the same. It's just to music. So you can really study the words to that poem and to that song. Or something I like to do sometimes is just close my eyes and listen to a song that I love and just get in the feeling of it, and then write all about how it made me feel. Many different museums these days are offering virtual tours online because so many places are closed because of the coronavirus, but they're opening their museum to virtual tours. So you can go look at all different kinds of inspiring art online. If you're an artist yourself, or even if you're not, you can start finding a poem by drawing. Maybe you have an idea of something that you want to draw, or maybe you just doodle. Doodle means you just start kind of drawing random shapes and then you see what it reminds you of, all right? One of my favorite ways, recipes, instructions, food. The kitchen is a great place to get ideas for poems. The smells, the sights, what the food looks like when you're getting it prepared, recipe books, all this is great places to find poems. And you can also write some creative recipes. You can write like a recipe for happiness during quarantine, or a recipe for how to use your time so you don't get bored, or instructions for riding a bike. Any of these recipes or instructions, creative or step-by-step, could be great ways to start a poem. You might want to really study what other poets have done. So these are called mentor texts. Your teachers are going to be sharing with you lots of different poems, and you can read a poem that you like very slowly. Look at all the details that the poet has included. Ask yourself why they have done those details, and then you can try it out. You can try whatever the poet did. So let's take a look at, remember Naomi Nye's poem? All right, so let's take a look at what she did, and it could give me ideas for my own poem. You can't order a poem like you order a taco. Let me notice what she's doing. She's using you. She's starting her poem with you. She's talking to the reader. I could do that in my poem. Walk up to the counter and say, I'll take two. Let me notice. She's using dialogue. She's saying something in her poem. I could do that. Still, I like your spirit. She includes herself. I can do that in my poem. Readers, you see how I'm going slowly through and I'm noticing what she's doing? You can try that with one of your favorite poems. Read it a lot of times and notice what the author is doing, and then try it yourself. One of my favorite things to do for starting poems is to invent or imagine things. You can take two different objects and put them together in your mind and write a poem about it, or invent a smell, or invent a feeling, or invent a taste that doesn't exist. And you could start with different structures of poems. Some poems can be like lists, some like stories or a letter to someone. Just like Naomi Nye, you could have a conversation with yourself or with the reader or with someone. A mask poem is when you pretend to be the object. So you could write a poem as the pencil, all right? And a mystery poem is when you try to get the reader to guess what you are. So poets, these are lots of ideas, okay? Nunca quiero que se sienten así asustados cuando tienen la página en blanco. Quiero que veas este video otra vez porque hay 10 ideas aquí de cómo puedes empezar un poema. Y le das pausa y intentas para ver si encuentras un poema por ahí. Voy a repasarlos una vez más para darte esas ideas. Empezar con un objeto o despertar tus sentidos. Empezar desde una emoción fuerte o palabras que son abiertas a la interpretación. Inspírate en arte o dibuja algo. Haz una receta o mira las recetas que hay en tu cocina. Estudia los poemas de otros autores. Inventa un objeto, un olor, un sabor y usa poemas de diferentes estructuras. I am so excited to see what you do. I wish you all the best of luck in finding your poems and have fun with it. Enjoy. I'll see you next time.